Wonder Woman number 25, the final issue in this run from Greg Rucka. Liam Sharp and
Oh,
Bilquis Evely are both here for art as well, which is quite nice because it gives it a
mhm.
send off from sort of both sides of the timeline, as it were. Even though it is all
Yep.
present day, so it's all set after the events of the last couple issues. And
Hmm.
it's called Perfect. It's basically a sort of epilogue to the series where Wonder Woman's kind of pissed. I laughed out loud at the start of this issue because the Justice League were indeed fighting the Shaggy Man.
I love it because
Why
it looks
not?
like they're fighting Bigfoot.
And they even comment on didn't Aquaman deal with this? Like, well, we thought he did,
Yeah,
but clearly he's useless. So
yeah,
now we're fighting him. That's kind of the gist of it. But yeah, basically Wonder Woman obliterates them with a show of force when she
yep,
shows up, and Batman and Superman are like, I think Diana's kind of pissed about something. Maybe we should go over there and talk to
yeah.
her.
You can have a talk with her.
Yeah. And I could almost, like, if this was a bro comedy, I could almost see the scene of them walking over and just sort of whispering, like, right, don't ask her if it's the time of the month, she'll just punch
You
you.
go.
Don't do it.
Yeah,
Don't.
yeah.
Yeah. Careful what you say. Because she seems
Clark, you
super
can
pissed.
do it. You can take the punch. I can't take the punch. Like you do it.
Yeah. Use that excuse for everything, Bruce.
Uh
You,
huh.
you said that, but then he'd be like, Bruce would be like, "Nah, I can't let Clark do better than me. I'm gonna be the one to do it.
I'll
I'll
take
take
it.
the risk."
Let me just break out my steel reinforced with, like, kryptonite and,
Yeah.
like, adamantium,
He'll
even though
just
that's not in
he'll
this
go in
world.
you know all the armored bat suits that we
Yeah.
see every so
Yeah.
often. He'll just walk up to him one of those.
Yeah, it'll be like that scene from Age of Ultron where, Iron Man's Hulk suit comes in.
Launches it.
It'll just be
Yeah.
like, this armor suit will just land in the desert, and he'll just get into, it's like, right, I'm ready to take the punch.
Yeah.
Hey, Diana, have you put on weight? Brace yourself.
Someone's bloated.
Oh, dear. Obviously, the art during this, see when she's, like, launching Shaggy Man, like, past the sun, and you just got the rays of light coming past. Gorgeous stuff.
Yeah.
Looks great.
Well, I like when she knocks him down. You can see the impact. Like she's hitting hard. You
Yeah.
know. So.
Yeah.
It's
So
pretty fantastic.
So Batman and Superman make a point of getting her a little bit later after she goes to visit Kale, because we get a little wrap up to her where there's lawyers trying to like take her down for her part and everything, and her lawyers are basically like, you don't have a warrant, go away, and
Yeah, you
basically
guys can't do nothing.
Yeah,
and
they-
even in the poison team's there, Maru.
mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
they're still in play, which I like seeing.
But her and Wonder Woman have this great like final confrontation of this run where Wonder Woman again shows up at her balcony, kind of like we've seen her do before, and it's like, right, I'm here to make you or ask you to find Barbara Ann and fix her, turn her back. You did this to her, and Kale's like, no. It's like this defiant no, and she brings up some valid
Yeah.
points. Is that Barbara Ann kind of willingly did it and doesn't seem to want to be changed back anymore. But it's
Yeah, but still, she only did that to help.
oh, of course,
You know?
yeah.
Yeah. So I get Wonder Woman again. This is all about her being angry after we've seen that she was this emissary of compassion and love. I mean, that's how she trapped the gods.
Yeah, well, she feels deceived. She feels like she's been mistreated because of them lying
Yeah.
to her, because of it, all that, and how everything ended. She can never go home again. Like she feels like she's been just downright deceived. So Batman and Superman ultimately sort of try and have a chat with her. They're like, okay, right, the rest of the league's gone. Let's call her out here in the desert once more and try and cheer her up, find out what's going on. And basically, like, you're angry, why are you angry? And she explains to them, and they're like, well, you can talk to you can talk to them, right? Talk to the gods and find out what's going on. Like, why not? Do it. Like, you can fix this. And I kind of like this, because Superman, because she explains what happens, and Superman asks what gods it was, and Batman's like, no, that's the wrong question. It's like, like, I like the idea that even though this is something that Batman doesn't really understand the world of, that he still tackles it with problem solving. Right, okay, but you have options. You did this, and
Right.
yeah, I like that side of it.
I love how like Clark's just sat down during all this.
Yeah.
Like Bruce, no chance. He's stood there like he wouldn't dare. But Clark's just just sitting down. It's like, yeah, go on. I'll put my feet up.
I think it's a rule of Batman, unless he's in the cave at the Batcomputer. But I don't think out in public Batman would ever sit down whilst in the uniform.
No, I don't think he would.
I like him just crouching in like an action pose. just
Oh yeah, he'll
Yeah.
crouch. He'll crouch in a gargoyle. That's different. No.
no. I just mean like in the middle of the desert. You know, like some people, you know, they're just like I gotta stretch my quads out, and you know. I also like that Superman tells her, you know, you're good at hope. It's always been kind of your thing, and that coming from Superman is a nice sentiment.
Yeah, that's
So
your
they're
thing.
trying to cheer up. They're,
It's not my thing. I'm
they're-
Superman. I mean,
Yeah.
literally, I have hope stamped on my chest.
yeah,
But that's your thing. You the
exactly.
hope.
He goes, you've always been good at it in that panel, but I like that they're not coming to her as Superman and Batman. They're coming to her as friends.
Yeah,
Like-
it very neatly harkens back to that part of the annual
That annual,
Rucka
yeah.
wrote. Yeah,
Well, I haven't checked, but is this the same place
It may
as
be.
that?
Yeah,
Because I
Yeah.
thought that's what it was, but I didn't actually check.
unknown part of the desert, Nevada. So
Yeah.
yeah, it makes sense that that's the same place.
Mhm.
Steve sets up because basically Steve's like, all right, you keep living in places that aren't really homes. You know, you're living at the embassy,
Yeah.
which is a nice little drop reference to his old run. And you're living here, you're living there. So him and the guys set up a house for her. Like, this is your house. You've got a home now. And he set up a romantic thing. And there's this bittersweet moment where she says, "Oh, I'm dealing with something now. I'll be later. Sorry, Steve." And you see that he's got roses and he's got wine ready, and it's this sort of like, oh, he's set this up, and she's
Yeah.
obviously been very distant. She's emotionally in a really bad place right now, and this is, you know, Batman, Superman of like, right, go and talk to the gods, find out what's going on.
Yep.
And she does. She goes and talks to the creepy old lady who is there to represent said gods.
Yep. Like an old crone.
Yeah.
Well, it's an older lady and a younger lady, and then Diana, who's like the midpoint. Which I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, and she's got the old staff, the old wizard staff that you often
Yep.
see these figures. You know, and she's basically upset. She's deceived. Blah blah blah. And basically she's reminded, well, yeah, but you're still, think of all the good you've done, all the good that's come from all of this. You are still you. You've always been you. No matter if there has been changes, the one constant that's never changed is who you are and what you've done. And it almost felt like a meta comment on like, oh, how many times have your origin been messed with? How many times has all that been messed with? But ultimately, the core of who you are and what you do for everyone else has always stayed the same.
Right.
You know, there's that great point. Obviously, it's something that a lot of writers do with Wonder Woman is they like to throw in the word wonder at a key point. It's like,
Yeah.
why not? Like she says, think of the wonders you've seen and the wonder you've incurred. So
Yeah.
it's,
The exact words are, the girl who wondered has seen wonders.
there you go.
And
That was the line.
yeah. And I think in any other hands it could be super goofy, but I think Rucka nails it because of the context of it all.
Well,
you know?
I think what's great about that is that it kind of justifies in retrospect. No, it needed justification. It worked
Right.
fine as it
Yeah,
was,
sure.
but it adds extra justification to the fact that we started this with a year one story alongside the present day stuff, because it harkens back to her origin, which is what she's referencing here. She's referencing the girl who wondered, which is how she started, and where she's
Right.
journeyed from through all this. It kind of encapsulates her entire journey up until this point. And then the gods basically give her a lasso back because it's her tool to use. Like, they had no intention of keeping it from her.
I'm gonna put it this way: they Harry Potter it. It's the mirror of Erised is what they do here.
Yeah. That's spot on.
I totally get that
I-
reference.
You've seen the first film, right, Pete?
I've seen all the movies, but I can't remember them. They're kind of forgettable.
Yes, so basically in the mirror it shows you your heart's desire. And basically at the end of that movie, spoiler alert for a almost 20-year-old movie, that's been seen by millions and loved by millions. But basically the only way to get the Sorcerer's Stone is to basically wish it into your pocket. Like, only somebody that could want it and not use it.
Yeah, you have to like pure
Get
of heart,
it.
basically.
Yeah. And so here is she looks down into her reflection and, you know, zing, it's there.
Yeah,
Cute-
it's,
cute,
it's the exact same moment as it just appearing in his
Yeah.
pocket.
Uh-huh.
But-
So,
I've got a lot of
It's a
chuckle
great
from that.
page because obviously they have the reflection in the bottom half and it kind of mirrors what's going on. You see
Yeah.
her smiling both sides. It's really nice. And she sees the animals once again, the representatives of the gods, and it's
That's it. My favorite moment is in the first reflection where you see the owl, but you don't see it at the top.
yeah.
Yeah, it's the idea that they're there, but it's not like revealing themselves yet. And obviously,
Yeah.
the next page, she actually gets to see them once again. We get to see that ridiculous deer with the really long antlers, And
Which that has to be Artemis. That's the only one that it can be.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. But that's a stag, isn't it? And Artemis is always a doe.
Yeah, but she was the goddess of the hunt, and you don't hunt doe. You hunt the stag.
You're right, but she's never portrayed as a stag.
Not, in my brain, it's that it has to be, because everyone else there is represented, unless it's Apollo. But then why would you leave out Artemis?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me.
Oh.
Yeah. So our final scene. She's felt rejuvenated. She feels like she's over our hissy fit, essentially, to boil it down.
Well, that's
to
it.
really...
This is it. She smiles for basically the first time all issue.
Yeah. She finally finds her smile again, and she goes home to her new house, and has a romantic moment with Steve. Is basically what it boils down to. There's a whole scene with banter, which is it's all very sweet, but ultimately it boils down to they have a romantic moment, and we have that final page spread of them lying in the bed together. And because sometimes obviously comics like to save the title of the issue for the end. So, because it has that moment at the end where it's like, no, this is what it kind of meant. And it's like, so it's perfect, obviously, as the lasso, but perfect also. It's kind of like, your life has kind of become this.
Yeah, things have finally worked out.
Yeah, so. Yeah. It was a very.
It's like a titling of the run.
It was
perfect.
It was a very sweet epilogue to a great run, which 25 issues.
I keep thinking that it's been the other since I read it on Wednesday. The title pretty much accurately describes the run and the issue as well.
Yeah.
Like that's what it is.
Yeah. Ultimately this is about her getting over everything she's went through in this run. It's kind of accepting that it was all for something, it all meant something. It wasn't meaningless. And
she knows the truth now, and that's her thing. I mean, Superman might think it's hope, but it's really the truth. And she has it. She can't go home. And even though she can't go home, she's going to make the best of it. And because that's why she left. Just to make the world a better place. So.
Yeah. So, there you go. There you have it. That's the end of the run that we've been praising pretty much the whole time. Pretty much since we started the show.
Yeah.
Yep. Except for that Rebirth issue, which we're all still kind of down on, but
yeah, Rebirth
it rebounded
issue
nicely.
Kind of sucked, but yeah, the rest of it's been fantastic. So.